Good morning to all. Today we discussed about that hydropower plant and then biomass. Yesterday we discussed about that what is the conventional sources of energy, what is exhaustible sources of energy and inexhaustible, and then what is what are fossil fuels, and then what is its advantages and disadvantages. So that is these are the topic yesterday we discussed. Now we discussed about that hydropower plant. Hydropower plant. Hydropower plant. That is what is in this power plant. A dam is constructed because to store the water. After the dam is constructed, the water is fall from the dam, and then at the bottom of the dam a turbine is set. The turbine is rotate, and then that after the turbine is connected to a generator, then the turbine fastly rotate, that converted into electricity. uh, so that is hydropower plant. Okay, we discuss now first what is a dam. It asks in that one examination, that is define that dam. It is constructed on the river to abstract the flow of water, and thereby collect water in large reservoirs. Okay, this is called as a dam. Now how it is work. By the help of the diagram we see this. Assume this is a dam. It store water. Here is the gate of the dam is constructed, gate of the dam. If that gate is opened, pipe is connected to that near the bottom, a pipe is connected. Near that at the bottom of that dam, a turbine is set up. Like this, and this turbine is connected to an generator. This turbine is connected to a generator. Like this is a generator, and this one is turbine. This one is a pipe. This one is a dam. Okay, how it is work. So you write in your language also easily. So that is dam is constructed. Okay, first what is dam I already we discussed here. So that if gate is opened up dam, it fastly the water flows through the pipe that water is helps to rotate the turbine. It helps to rotate the turbine, and it works as a mechanical work, and it a generator is connected which is helps to convert it into generator, that is electricity. The generator helps to convert it into electricity. So this is called as a hydropower plant. Okay, they ask in the board exam so many types that name that process involved the transformation of energy. The stored water is called as a potential energy, that from the high falling of the water falling from a dam, so that is called as a kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, from kinetic energy converted that help to rotate that turbine, so that is which energy is converted, that is mechanical energy. From the mechanical energy, it helps to convert an electricity by the help of generator, that is electricity, electrical energy. Okay, the stored water is called as a potential energy, and then the from the height of that dam, that water flows from a high, so that is kinetic energy. Flowing of water is called as a kinetic energy, and then turbine rotates, that changes into mechanical energy, and finally that generator helps to that mechanical energy into electrical energy. This is the transformation of energy in the hydropower. Now we discussed about that what is the advantages of hydropower or hydroelectricity. It is also important, advantages and disadvantages. That first point is that it does not cause any environmental pollution. It does not cause any environment pollution. This is one of the advantages of hydropower plants. And the second is it's a free of cost because it nature gives that water, that's why it is a free of cost. And is third is it is a renewable sources of energy, renewable source of energy. Okay, and last point is it helps to control the floods. It helps to control the floods. If floods happen, that it helps to control the floods by constructing dam. Okay, these are the advantages of hydropower plant or hydroelectricity. Now disadvantages of hydroelectricity. What are the disadvantages of hydroelectricity? That first point, it may lead to ecological imbalance. Ecological imbalance, or we called as a damage also. Okay, and the second point is it decreases the fertility of the soil. Fertility of the soil, as that water is flowing, and then all that with the soil is deposited, the fertile soil is deposited in the dam, so it decreases the fertility of the soil. Next is point is a large variety of plants and animals and their habitats get submerged in water. Get submerged in water. Okay, submerged means sink into the water. Habitats means dwelling place. Large number of, because by constructing a dam, number of plants are destroyed and their animals are migrated and their habitat will destroyed, and these are all submerged into the water. This is the one of the disadvantages of constructing of a dam for the production of electricity through a hydropower plant. And then next disadvantages is the vegetation. Vegetation means that plants, all that small plants, and then that gets submerged under water. So anaerobic conditions rise to methane, which is greenhouse gas, which is greenhouse gas. See here, the vegetation that gets submerged underwater, anaerobic conditions rise to methane, which is greenhouse gas. What is anaerobic conditions means? In the absence of oxygen, these vegetation are rotans, are what we call as decaying. So by decaying under the water, a methane gas is formation, which is causes a greenhouse effect. Okay. So anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen, all the vegetations are submerged and rotans are destroyed, decaying and rise to a methane, a formation methane, which is causes greenhouse effect also. And the next point is it creates the problem of rehabilitation of displaced people or migrated people. So it creates the problem of rehabilitations of displaced people. So many villages are destroyed here when they're constructing the dam, and they are migrate or they are displaced from one place to another. It's problem to rehabilitations of that people. So this is the disadvantages, which is most important question. What are the disadvantages of by constructing a hydropower plants or dam? These are the disadvantages which is many times asked in the board examination, this question. Okay, now we go to that discuss about the biomass. So what is a biomass? The waste material of living things like cattle dung and dead parts of plants and animals. Dead parts of plants and animals is called as a biomass. Okay, the waste material of living things like cattle dung and dead parts of plants and animals are called as a biomass. How it is worked, that biomass are we called as a biogas. So what is a biogas now? Biogas means it is a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. This is called as a biogas. Important, what are the constituents present in that biogas? If asked, constituents are, it's a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. These are the constituents present in the biogas. Now how it is work? It is also a small slurry tank we constructed from the slurry tank. Like this, we constructed that small slurry tank. Which is dome in shape here. This is that outlet. Here knob is there. Like this constructed here. So here is a slurry tank. This one is called as a slurry tank. What is a slurry tank? So that is a mixture of animal dung and water. What is a slurry? Slurry means mixture of cattle, dung and waste and water. Okay, it's a mixture of cattle dung and that is dead parts of plants and animals and water. This is called as a slurry, and this tank is called as a slurry tank. That is after that making the slurry, it is passed into that a dome shaped tank. That is fixed dome shaped tank. Dome shaped tank, this slurry, and this again here it's filled that half of the tank they are filled, half or 70% or 60% that the tank is filled with the slurry. What happened then it's closed that all that parts here, and here decomposition takes place in the tank. What happened here? Decomposition and a breakdown. Decomposition takes place by the help of bacteria, anaerobically. Okay, decomposition takes place in this tank by the help of bacteria anaerobically. Anaerobically means I already told you, in the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen gas. Okay, in the absence of oxygen gas, decomposition takes place by the help of bacteria anaerobically in this tank. Then after a few days, what happened here? Gas is formation, a mixture of gases formation, and mainly this mixture that 75% methane gas is present here. Mainly 75% gas is present mainly, and some amount of hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide and hydrogen is present here. Then this gas is moves upwards and collected into a tank. This is gas, this mixture of gas is collected into a tank, so which is further used, the methane, uh, for generate electricity or for as a gas stove. Okay, as a gas stove also we are used that methane, that is the mixture of biogas gas, and then for electricity, producing electricity also. Now that waste product is deposited inside that digester tank. This one is called as a digester tank. So digester tank, the waste product is remaining, these remaining waste products is taken out from the another tank, and this tank consists of a manure which is used in agriculture field, which is used in a agriculture field. Okay, so like these, that biogas plants is work. Okay, that this is a manure, that waste product is taken out through a tank, that is manure which is used in a agriculture field. This is about that biogas. Now what are the advantages? I already told you that it is used in domestic fuel for cooking, and it is used to run engines and pumping set using electricity, generating electricity. And advantages, what is advantages? It burns without smoke, and manure is good for in agriculture field. This is also advantages. And then high calorific value, it has a high calorific value. Calorific value means that is it burns in 1 kg of heat is burned, a large amount of heat is produced. Okay, without any produce that waste. So that is high calorific value. It burns without smoke, and less pollution it causes. Okay, these are the advantages of biogas plant. Okay, this is the this is also your mainly this one is important. What are that mixtures consist of biogas? Okay, now we discussed in the next class, that is what is wind energy, and what is non-conventional sources of energy. In that we first studied that solar energy, and then what is energy from the sea. These are the topic we discussed later. Okay, next class. Thank you.